Has it ever happened that you're having a nice walk to get some yummy morning coffee when suddenly someone bumps into you and turns into a flying rage, screaming and fighting, and you wonder, what's with this guy?
Huh?
Or you went out to dance with your friend, but between dancing and drinking, you notice something is really off with them, so you ask and they just burst into tears and everything that's gone wrong in the past month comes flooding out. Well, I'm sure you've experienced making some dinner with your partner and they suddenly change topic and storm out, but this wasn't the first time they've avoided the conversation. I'm sure something along those lines. These behaviors aren't really random. Most of the time, people behave the way they learned when they were little. And some of these irrational, negative, or problematic behaviors are caused by previous experiences that cause trauma.
Emotional damage.
You might think, that's just how they are, or trauma. No one I know has been through something crazy. But it's more likely than you think. About 64% of adults in the US reported they had experienced one type of ACE before the age of 18. Trauma? ACEs? What is all this mumbo jumbo? I got you. ACE is short for adverse childhood experiences, and trauma is what happens to your brain and body because of those experiences. The word trauma is being talked about a lot more online lately. But do we really know how to spot it or what causes it?
What?
Most people think of trauma like war or childhood abuse or a close death that greatly impacts someone's emotional well being.
Serious trauma detected.
And, well, you're not wrong, but there are a lot more less extreme experiences that cause trauma. These experiences can include emotional abuse or neglect or even parental separation and divorce. But the list goes on and on. This is a limited list of possibilities. These experiences vary in severity, but the reality is that more than half of the US population experience at least one of these situations as a child. And nearly 1 in 6 experience 4 or more types. Now, why do I bring up all the ways our childhoods might have been messed up? Because these experiences have led to maladaptive behaviors as adults. Behaviors that lead to the stranger earlier to unleash their anger after bumping into you, or like how your bestie deals with her problems by going clubbing and drinking with a bunch of pals, or why your partner keeps avoiding conversations about certain topics. These are a few examples of how previous adverse experiences manifest in adults. Other behavior issues could manifest as difficulty forming healthy attachments or engaging in high risk activity, feelings of inadequacy. And again, the list goes on and on. You might be realizing you have acted out some of these before as well. And that's not uncommon because honestly, most people are barely aware or not aware at all that the reactions they're having right now are actually rooted in experiences that they've had before. So basically, they're living in the past. You don't realize what you're doing is flawed. That's just the way you learn to interact with others and deal as a malleable, a smooth brain child. Although these behaviors are rooted in the past experiences, they don't need to take control. But you can influence how you behave and live in the present moment. First step to moving to living in the present is acknowledging something happened that's making you react this way. Then you can work to open up about your feelings, where they came from, to your friends or family, or if necessary, seek out a professional.
Stop it. Get some help.
Remember, most of us are survivors of one thing or another, some much worse than others, but everyone is dealing with something. Be patient and know that someone's behavior is not personal towards you.